We're pretty sure that in the last few years, you have heard a lot about these gender issues, how moral transformation it is needed, and how this shall be transformed in our society. So let me introduce you two truths and one false statement. The first one, after the post-pandemic return to presential work, 71% of women didn't come back. Number two, in 2020, 59% of 9/11 emergency calls received were to report women violence. And number three, from 2019 to 2020, every 34 hours, a woman journalist suffered an aggression just because of their work. So did you know which one was the false one? Well, let me tell you that the wrong one was the 2020 report on emergency calls. It was actually 72% the women who reported an act of aggression. Next one, please.
So another fact about the Mexican context, especially the issue of woman journalists, is that Mexico City, every 34 hours, a woman journalist is attacked for doing her job. Also, Mexico City is considered the most dangerous city in Mexico for doing journalist jobs. And that is why NGOs such as CIMAC are important to combat gender violence, exercise, and replicate through the media and to guarantee justice and women's human rights, something from which CIMAC has been recognized since 1988 when it began its activity. And for CIMAC, there are four objectives within the association, and they are journalism, gender perspective, human rights, and women voices as a right always warranted.
Here we have that CIMAC open spaces for participation for women in journalism by promoting women's rights as human rights. And this NGO has benefited more than 12,000 women who are actually involved in the Mexican media. It is a recognized organization by offering more than 400 workshops. It has received 22 awards and it works with 20 networks of journalism. And it offers trainings for women to be involved in journalism, a program of free speech and gender, a general archive center, which offers information in its web page.
So let's talk a little bit about the UNDF. As we have already mentioned, CIMAC has a powerful area of working, and our UNDEF Fund was created by the UN Secretary in order to democratize every part of our society, not just on electoral processes. So let us be clear, only 50 proposals are selected, but we are quite confident ours will be selected. Next one, please. So who can apply? As you can see, all those topics can be in, and of course, CIMAC has gender equality, has community activism, has rule of law and human rights, and media and freedom of information. We have been thinking about this, and we could earn more than 220 million US dollars. And well, since its creation, it has supported 811 projects in 130 countries. Next one, please. So our proposal is ISGP, our gender perspective. It is an international recognized certification changing narratives and equating workplaces for all. So next one, please. Our expected consumers come from either local or international media groups that aim to implement gender perspective in their organizations and also in their narratives. Our purpose is that customers and stakeholders meet their provisions related to the Gender Perspective Act of the ISGP. But also this certification will enact guidelines, tools, and direction for their companies in order to improve the quality of their workplace and also the work of their colleagues, in order for organizations to follow a gender perspective narrative. And the most amazing part is our prices are quite achievable for all of us. For example, employees' price will go around $500, an organization goes to 25,000 US dollars, and a consultant or verifier goes for 4,500 US dollars. Next one, please.
Okay, so I'll talk to you more about our project. ISGP stands for International Standardized Gender Perspective Certification. This is our Gantt. This is our schedule of actions in order to certificate the organizations, the employees, and also the consultants. We also include marketing and publicity strategy in order to enact this activity worldwide, not only in Mexico. Next one, please. I'm going to talk to you more about how we'll be distributing the budget. We'll be trying the fund to give us $225,000 US, and we'll be using 20% for the acquisition of goods. This will be technological stuff like computers, etc., also workplaces. Another 20% for web and customer services, websites, updates, etc. Another 40% for wages and commissions for salesmen, wages for teachers, and all the staff that will be working in this program. Another 10% for the marketing and publicity strategy I mentioned before, and another 10% on administration. This includes all the legal procedures for all the certification to stand correctly. Next one, please. Okay, so now the inflow for 2021, we estimate that in this first year of the certificate to work, we'll be having a performance of 123%. It's important to highlight that the budget is to 125%, and if we have a performance of 123%, we'll be having a net income of $21,000 US. The composition of the inflow is 72% on the certification of organizations, 15% on the employee certification, and 13% on the certification of consultants and verifiers. Next one, please.
So for the SWOT analysis of the NGO, the strength is that few or no NGOs of journalism from gender perspective, more than 400 workshops given, 22 international and national awards, and 12,000 volunteers. And the weaknesses is the not having a public protocol for the management of violence against women journalists, and not have financial statements on their website, and not to be the agenda setter in mass media.
In the opportunities, we have number one, CIMAC focuses on women empowerment, and they help women to become capable to denounce atrocities. Number two, they focus on the defense of women's rights. They construct an act to attract more women to fight for their rights. Number three, CIMAC demonstrates the violation of women's human rights and generates narratives for the right to a life free of violence. The fourth, this NGO offers workshops, meetings, seminars, and diplomas on women's human rights. And the threats, the first one is the current government administration with the disapproval of women's rights violations. Secondly, there are threats against journalists according to the NGO Article 19. 143 journalists have been killed in Mexico. The third one is the gender wage gap. The OECD states that in Mexico, the gender wage gap represents 18%, which means that Mexico is above the average of that is to 12%. And finally, violence against women, according to Amnesty International, from January to September of the present year, 2018, 66 women were killed in Mexico. Next one.
In conclusion, we are the best option because we focus on women who cannot report atrocities, because we try to push women to participate in Mexican journalism, because we defend their rights and we encourage them to report what it is needed, report events based on veracity. We look for society to get involved in the media to know how and what is happening to women in Mexico. For example, violence, wage gap, and more. Please join the change. Little changes come to a great effect. Thank you.